Greetings and salutations from the Peninsula Iberica, the Republic of Portugal. Good evening, welcome to another edition of the YouTube channel Too Many Plugins and Delta X-Ray. I'm your host Alex. Today we're going to have a little chat here about Battlefield 6. I've seen some previews of it on, I think, July the 31, so the end of this month in 2 days. And that's, let me see, on what day is that? We're on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday is going to be the multiplayer going to be available. And what I saw of it, it was all like very, very strange actually, the little trailer that they showed then sort of for the beta, the multiplayer beta. And I don't know, man, I have still again the same kind of feeling that I'm having, that I had also with Battlefield 2042 when it came out. I was immediately very, very skeptical with the trailer, and on this one I'm very, very skeptical also. And also what I think is an absolutely a crime, maybe it's just me or something, you know, but whoever have made the screenshot and even the trailer also, there's something very, very off of it. And these screenshots, man, I don't know who have done this. This, for example, it looks photorealistic. We can see every little detail on the skin and stuff, you know, but for the rest of these blurry, I don't know what's going on over here, but blurry screenshots over here also, you know. I mean, what's going on over here? There's a whole blurry mess going on over here. Ghosting, or I don't know what it is. Whoever have made these screenshots, I'm here just on a 1080p screen, but it looks absolutely dreadful, man. It's this also, man. First of all, there's a motion blur going on or something, but it's completely out of focus. It looks dreadful. This it's absolutely horrible the way this looks. I have here another piece. I thought first, like, is this my screen or something? This cannot be this bad, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not digging these screenshots at all. Actually, the first guy, then the facial detail and stuff, but the rest, it looks dreadful, man. It's I don't know what is this, DLLS something or something. So I don't know. That is all just here ghosting and frame generation going on or something. I don't know what's going on over here, but it's absolutely dreadful. So yeah, I'm not convinced at all. So let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to give it just a try, the multiplayer when he comes online, but I'm not really so convinced. Anyway, we're going to start up over here, do a little bit of a game of Battlefield 1 and see if we can find a nice server. For a couple of days very hot in Portugal, but now since yesterday the temperature is dropping a little bit, and we're going to have in the next couple of days the temperature going down a little bit. So it's going to go tomorrow down another 4 degrees, and then the day after another 3 degrees or something. So temperature is going to go down a little bit. Had a couple of days a lot of wind also, but then yesterday and especially today it was almost wind silent. It was really, really hot. So there you go. Here I'm close by the sea, so it was here highest it got. It was like 32 degrees or something around 3:30 in the afternoon. But people inland, especially near Alentejo and stuff, or near the Spanish border, I'm close by the sea, so it's way fresher. But inland they probably hit it already 42, 44 degrees or something. So there you go. Forest fires, I don't really follow the normal news, but I haven't listened so much of big fires yet. But then again, I also don't follow the news. Let's see if we can find a server over here. Well, we're, by the way, always used to Battlefield, always having some, how do you call it? We have 4 people here in the queue waiting for this very high ping. That's not gonna work. Let me see if we can find another one over here. Here, I don't see, nobody is waiting over here in the queue. People, I'm number 1, so it's me only waiting. Yeah, I have the feeling, and we know always that Battlefield is always a buggy mess when it comes out. The only one that wasn't so buggy when it came out, I think, was Battlefield 2 actually, because it came out in a time when things weren't per definition. How do you call that? Digital, so they needed to release it on a physical disc. So, and still you need to run some patches to make it really good work. But I think Battlefield 3, if I not remember it bad, and I think Bad Company 2, when it came out, it was also quite stable and quite bug free. But Battlefield 4 was really buggy when it came out. Battlefield Hardline also, but that was only the multiplayer then that we were interested in. But so there you go. Hella. Which button did I push now? Oh my god. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, let's see what we got. It's almost the end of the match also, and yeah, I think so. 3 enemy battalions left. Yeah, it's the end of the match. Doesn't matter, we'll do another match. So yeah, they were always buggy a little bit, but yeah, Battlefield 2042 was really buggy, but you know. The problem was not the bugs, you know. The problem was just that I immediately saw that it had nothing to do with Battlefield and with the rest of the franchise. And with this one also, there's something off of it. And I find also that the trailer, the beta multiplayer trailer they showed, I wasn't really impressed, to be very honest, with what I was seeing. And then these screenshots over here look absolutely dreadful, man. I mean, how can you present that as a screenshot, you know? And don't come and tell me now that we're now going to have games that come out with DLSS and with ray tracing, that even in the screenshot they're already using that, and we have this whole blurry mess going on over here. You know, for me, really, man, I couldn't care less about that whole ray tracing stuff. And DLSS, sticking fake frames in there. Let's just go back to games that were just fully rendered, you know, and go away from fake frames and stuff, man. Hoppa. So yeah. And that photorealism also, I'm doing escapism, I couldn't care less. It's nice to have a little bit of extra realism, but that whole thing of the ray tracing and then the need to frame generate everything, and also the failure of the optimization that's going on is absolutely dreadful, man. You know, because now, today they are just, you know, counting on we make a game, we don't optimize it, and we just use DLSS to our low frame rate, you know, because it's not optimized, and stick some fake frames between it, and now you have 60 frames per second, but actually it's running on, you know, 25 frames per second or 30 frames per second, and then upscaled from 720p to 4K or something, you know, because that's what they are doing today, you know. It is really, man, I couldn't care less about this whole ray tracing stuff, and I want to go back to rasterized gaming like this is, you know. Thank you, sir. So I'm a little bit distracted over here. It's a little bit also in a difficult position today here behind the PC. So, but yeah, I would like to go back to that, but that's probably not gonna happen. Medic. So yeah, I have just a feeling that, and they're gonna probably find some way of. I think it's like half with. They're gonna do the specialist, but then there's a battle royale mode or something. It's for me already, you know, and you know. No. And just what I've seen of it, this to me smells completely, and then also being developed because we have to see that also, you know, most games that come out now, you know, they were all developed in the when the woke mind virus was still really going strong, you know. So I'm not saying that it's going to be with wokeness in it and with identity politics and woman empowerment and stuff like that, but you know, it was a minimum already made in that with that woke mind virus ideology going on, you know. So I don't know, man. My God, son of a gun. So yeah, 50. Lately here in Portugal, I'm here on Viber Network, but we have already for a couple of days. The network over here is not really so stable, and a little bit high latency also. I don't know what's going on with my service provider, but they were already sending even people emails and stuff and text messages saying that if you had issues that you needed to contact them. So go. Ah, come on, medic. Medic! Thanks. Ah, we got him. I think I killed myself also with that one. So yeah, I'm not convinced at all with that preview that I'm seeing of Battlefield. And then also the delusion of EA games. These guys are lunatics. Or if I remember well, this Battlefield 1 was the highest selling one in the series. I think it sold 33 million copies, if I remember that well. So the crazy thing of that is that they say what they want is to, and they're counting on 100 million copies to sell. And so if you talk about all the Battlefield franchises since 1942, so you have Battlefield 2, Bad Company 1, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, and Battlefield 2142. Have totally sold, I think, altogether 82 million copies. So, you know, what these guys are thinking, man. They're gonna sell 100 million copies, man. It's complete ludicrousy, you know. And then if that's their expectation, you know, then most likely they're gonna monetize the crap out of us, you know. You know what I mean? Son of a bitch. He saw me. I thought I'm just gonna try to lay down over there, but... yeah, that's completely, you need to be really delusional to be thinking that, you know. They're expecting 100 million. And they're going to have then also a free-to-play version, which is then sort of like an EA version of how do you call that, Warzone or something. These people are crazy, man, serious. Which is again also, you know, that kind of thing that you just wonder, you know. Oh my God, I had no latency, otherwise I could have still killed them. So yeah, I don't know what they're thinking. 100 million users. So there's going to be also a free version, and it's going to be completely monetized like crazy, of course. And then there's going to be a paid version, so a premium version. So I'm just gonna really go empty everything and let's go. Come on, another one. Bites the dust. Come on, medic. So by the way, do we have also I'm gonna see if our... let me see. Is he doing something? No, he's not doing anything. Squad leader. Oh, what was that? What killed me? Incendiary grenade. That's weird. Killed me a little bit too fast, that. So yeah, I'm not convinced at all with this new Battlefield. I'm really not. I'm not convinced of that. That's gonna be something decent. I really don't. But I'm not even gonna have the hardware to run it. You know, I need to run it even on. I'm gonna have a friend of mine is going to just borrow me a graphics card for me to just run the game. Because I don't even have the hardware to run that, you know. That. I don't have it also for 2142. Which also, if you look to that game, you just wonder yourself, you know, that game, there's really, I don't understand that, never understood the hardware requirement for 2142. I argue actually that Battlefield 1 and even Battlefield 5 looks way better. It's just me hoor, but... So yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm really not. Oh dude, what the hell are you doing, man, you? Closing the door in my face. Medic! Ah. He's a little bit with low life. He's not giving himself life. Okay, there you go. Come on, medic. Go, 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 go! Man, I'm again here with the AOC mouse, man. I hate this thing. You can imagine that the shareholders, if these guys are expecting 100 million sales, you know, you can imagine yourself that it's going to be full of monetization, you know. Oh God. Oh, another order. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, these guys cannot save me. I'm here really in the line of fire. Okay, let me see. Where are we now? Deploy. Go B. I'm completely distracted today, man. You know, we all have our days, but... Come on, come on. Yeah, I still hit at him. Ooh. So, yeah. And then having a Call of Duty, and I thought that already also with even they were already trying to do that with Battlefield 5, man. Battlefield 5 feels like Call of Duty, man. They're trying there to do Call of Duty stuff, you know. They really do. And then 2142 was that buggy Candy Crush meets Warzone kind of a thing, you know. It's just going to be all about monetization, and the creativity is going to be completely, really, really far away, you know. Gotcha. Son of a bitch. Medic, medic, medic. Man, if you can save me over there. I know I'm in the line of fire. Come on, come on, come on. Pedrito Mino. Save your squad leader, man. What are you doing? Ah. A bunch of narcissists in my team, you know. Narcissist medics. Narcissistic medics, you know. They don't reanimate here much. Yeah, and then what is the name of the game? Gotcha. Need for Speed Rivals is also gonna go offline, the servers in October or something. So at least EA has they already did it when they designed the game. There is a way of playing it offline. So the servers are gonna go offline, but you can keep on playing the single player and sort of a local co-op kind of thing. You can keep on playing over there. So that's at least cool, you know. Come on, medic, medic, medic! Hey, assault bombs, man, everywhere. Come on. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gone. Man, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, medic! Oh my god, I throwed one in front of me. I wanted to detonate, the other one was outside over there. Okay, that was tough, man. Actually, you go all protect A. Oh Lord. Oh God. Still made a little bit of points, yeah, 21-20. Killed F721, that's really bad. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be also the same kind of crap as they're going to now try to just formulate it in a different way and put it sort of in a Battlefield 4 jacket. So I wouldn't be surprised if if Battlefield 6 is sort of a continuation of 2142, that they're just trying to monetize the living daylight out of you, you know, and then stick it in the Battlefield 4 or 3 jacket. That is literally what I think they are gonna try to do with this game, because I just don't believe that these guys are not gonna try to monetize the living daylight out of it, you know. Oh God. Ben am I the squad leader again or not? Yeah, I am, man. Okay guys, so go and protect A, go A. Protect A. Oh, there was a lot of them over there. Go, go, go. He's over there. It's a gas grenade. Alright, thank you, brother. Son of a gun. Hey, they're over there, man. Hey, that's actually a really good position, that, man. Hey, they're over there, sneaking there behind those paws over there. Man, but the medics absolutely suck over here in this match. So hallelujah, nobody saves no one. Yeah, they save themselves, you know, if they need to give life to themselves to survive the journey. Oh God. Man, how did he didn't die, man? Eh? Okay guys, so they're stealing A, so absolutely useless team, man. Including me, by the way. Go and get butter, you low-life scum. Oh. Let's just go kamikaze! Go and get B, you low-life scum. Oh, there went. Oh, God damn. Go, you request an order. Okay, sir, I'll give you an order. Take A. Go and get A. Oh god! This, by the way, this server has no micro ping, so I cannot hear detonate the dynamite if I'm already dead. So there you go. Don't get A, son. Ho ho ho. Yeah, I have my whole team over here. Okay, these guys are there. Okay, that's okay. We're just gonna go around it. Saw somebody hanging around over here, which is my impression. No, it was my impression. Anyway, yeah, I just cannot believe that, you know. Oh dear Lord. Flame guy on B, yeah, I'm seeing it also. Yeah, I just died over there. Go and protect B, guys.
We have lost the sector.
Protect B. Here you go, friend. Holy moly. Ho, ho, ho. Gay Germans, we still stand. Oh god. Did you saw that? The flag was moving over the map. I don't know if you saw that, but the control point was moving over the map. Son of a bitch. Yeah, honestly, I just think it's going to be a pile of crap, to be very honest. Battlefield 6. I really do think that. Oh my god. So they're all coming through him, and I would have survived that anyway. Yeah, I really think that. I think it's gonna be a woke. Well, woke, not woke, but already with the woke kind of mentality in that. That time that they started developing that, you know, I mean, 42 came out in 2020 or something, or 2021, you know, and it was in the middle of when all this identity politics was really big, and you know, so I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if it had all sorts of things in that, you know, and the BLM things were really big then, and you know, all that kind of stuff, you know. So I'm really, really afraid that it's gonna be just completely that kind of thing going on in it, you know. And by the way, I'm not impressed also by the graphics at all. I'm really not impressed. I was that also totally not with 2142, you know. I found immediately the trailer like very, very, very strange and very yeah, just weird, you know. I was immediately like, this game is not gonna be anything good, and I was right about that. And I'm not even talking about bugs, because bugs can always be fixed afterwards, you know. Bugs, the Battlefield people are even a little bit used to that, you know. The bugs we could live with if they patch it after a couple of months is a maximum, you know. Not like they did with Battlefield 4, it took almost a year or something. But, you know, if they do it, and 2142 was even worse. It took like 2 years before they had, had a basic scoreboard and all the bugs a little bit worked out of it, you know. So, yeah. Hey, he doesn't wanna. Son of a bitch. Go, 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 go. Ah! So yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm really not. And you know, if you look at Battlefield 5 also was so bad received also, you know, when they went to all the identity politics and woman empowerment and stuff, you know. It was already, you know, it's still playable, but it's already, you know, it's not really Battlefield already anymore. Battlefield 5, they were already trying to change it completely. Battlefield 2142, they were completely changing it, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go here for much more mainstream Warzone, Call of Duty kind of thing, and then with a Candy Crush mobile game kind of a monetization in it, especially in the free version. I wouldn't be surprised. There was a game I started playing also a little bit. It's a very interesting game actually. That's Hell Let Loose. It came out in 2018 or something. Interesting game. Runs on the the Unreal Engine 4 or 5 or something. Quite demanding actually, really heavy. It's also a military shooter like this. Only that is a very strategic, tactical kind of shooter. So over there, it's yeah. It does really its own thing. I started playing that a little bit also, but that game is really difficult to master, man. I really underestimated that game. I understood immediately when I got it that it's really much more strategy based, and it's very tactical, very setting up your bases and setting up all sorts of spam points, and you gotta really over there build things, and it is much more the organization also around the war. So very interesting game, but very demanding in terms of gameplay and setting up. Sometimes a bit slow, and it's also very demanding in hardware. It's not. It runs like, especially on my graphics card here, not great with 4 gigs of VRAM. And also being Unreal, I think it's Unreal 5 for already that actually. It's not Unreal 4, it's Unreal 5. Unreal 6 is not, for sure. But it's very heavy, so and it's a very slower way of playing. So I don't know if anybody knows the game Day of Defeat Source, but it's sort of mixed that with a little bit of Battlefield and a little bit of Call of Duty or something. You know, a little bit that kind of thing. It's a little bit mixture between that. More like, sort of Battlefield and then Day of Defeat Source. A little bit like that, but then with even a much more strategy thing going on. It's a very interesting game actually, but yeah, a little bit. You know, for me it's a little bit difficult to play that game, and you have to invest a lot of time and thinking in it. So, but interesting game. Only I think it's again, you know, the Unreal Engine games. You know, they run like crap. You know, many times. Let me see if I'm gonna make him. Is he still here or he went out? No, he went out. Okay, so I'm gonna make him then. He was so much crying about being a squad leader that thought I'll give the guy now squad leader, but the guy already went out of the server. Or is he still here? No, he's out. You know. Yeah, let's talk a little bit also about the new thing now going on with the online censorship and Visa MasterCard now through some feminist organization forced Steam to delete all sorts of more naughty and yeah, how do you call that, sexually themed games that need to be all removed, otherwise Visa and MasterCard would stop accepting their payment for those kind of things, you know. And now there's also a whole polemic going on with the UK also having now a new kind of thing with age verification that you have to do with scanning your face and or identity cards that for anything that is has some how do you call it, more mature and adult content in it. So yeah, you know, and believe me, that's going to be something that's going to be worldwide. They say they're doing it now to protect the children, but you can imagine that it's going to not take very long before they're going to censor all sorts of stuff that they don't agree with. And we're talking here about giga corporations basically gonna play government, which is very, very scary, you know. They're gonna now also start censoring you and basically telling you what you can and cannot see online. And now it's still about things that has to do with more adult content, but I wouldn't be surprised if very quickly it's going to be also for things that is not exactly in their political orientation, that they start censoring and refusing payments and stuff like that, and start putting pressure on all sorts of game development, book development, movie development. There's so many things where they can, you know, and podcasters that have certain kind of political material that they you know, broadcast or something, that they can start you know, even refusing payments to those content creators. And this is a very slippery slope we are going in. I already said it before, and it's also a thing that how do you call that, the European Union have said themselves in the beginning of this year. They said that and I think it was Ursula von der Leyen who said that that they had some sort of event going on in the European Union, and they were talking about that the year 2025 would be the year of mass surveillance, AI, mass surveillance, and online censorship. This was literally them in the European Union talking about that reality being there, or that they are pushing for that, basically, probably with the World Economic Forum and you know, all these crazy groups over there in, you know, going for that, you know. So yeah, I think the internet is going to change really, really dramatically. Ooh, that guy took a lot of bullets before he died, not just from me, you know. So yeah, I think the internet as we know it, my friends, and the freedom that you were used to, you know, on the World Wide Web, I think you can well, count yourself on that. The things are going to change the next year dramatically, of the way that you used to do things online. And what you were capable of access, it's not going to be the same anymore. There's going to be a whole change, and they're pushing for that. This is something they're going to do. Basically, all a whole orchestra are going to play together the same tune, basically, and that orchestra being the world and governments and things like that. And then don't forget one thing, no, the World Wide Web, you know, they're basically politicizing the World Wide Web, and they are turning basically payment companies into governments. So Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, all that kind of stuff. Are you seeing where this is going? I'm completely forgetting to be a squad leader, to be very honest. So yeah. Oh, I don't even have any more. Well, that's handy then. Somebody else who wants to die? Oh, give me that, please. Oh. Please, 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 make it. Aye. Oh God, I want that. That is absolutely a brilliant weapon. That it's a one-shot tank weapon. Clear the sector of enemy presence. So let's see. Just let's go B. So yeah, the World Wide Web is gonna really change now. But it's remember, don't get angry if you cannot watch your X-ray content, basically, you know, because or play your violent video games anymore, or watch your more alternative media content anymore, because it's all to protect the children. Don't forget that, you know. We need to do all of this for the children. They're basically going to take adults people's rights away, and instead of educating their own children and how do you call that, basically blocking and making sure that your children don't see things, educate them in a way, and you know, control in a parent way their content, you know. No, let's take everything away from adult people now, you know. That's basically you know. My God, where is he? You know, yeah, they're going really for that, man. Oh, that son of a bitch! Ah! And the UK is also already for a long time busy, censoring everybody, putting people that are a little bit they're not radical leftists, but that are a little bit more politically to the middle, or populist, or you know, a little bit more libertarian, more in the middle. That all that kind of people, or if you make questions that you doubt, or you have doubts about mass illegal migration and stuff like that, you know, they throw you in jail, you know, for stuff like that, or because you heard somebody's fifis, you know, basically. So the UK, the mass censorship is already going on, you know. Olympic charge. Yeah, Australia is also completely already into that, you know. Canada is very much into that, you know. So yeah, the freedom that you knew on the World Wide Web and what you were capable of just accessing. And the problem with this is also the one now, just age verification with everything. And with that they mean literally that you need to give a copy. You need to then, every time you log in somewhere, you need to then a copy of your identity card or something, or of your driver's license and stuff like that, or a scan of your face, you know, so by a biometric scan, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, for you to be able to access something online, you know, adult content, you know. And you can see the problem over here, right? This is a real problem, you know. Thanks, son. So yeah. And also the censorship that all the companies are also calling for in the chat, that's all like, oh my god, man, what are you saying, man? Fifis, you know, feelings, you know. Oh, you can't say that, you know. Oh, this, oh, you're phobic, this, oh, you are, all these schisms, you know, that you then, you know, you cannot say anything because you heard this and that person's fifis, you know. Guys, let's go all B, you know, that would be a good idea, you know. Because I think that we're not gonna. Oh dear Lord, man, there are a lot over there. Jesus Christ. Medic. Oh my God, man, you're still firing on me. Final objective is within our reach. Oh God. And there's also a lot of websites that are just, you know, smaller organizations, smaller websites, smaller game creators, you know, that they can't even afford the whole age verification system to implement that, you know. So it's also gonna like exclude a lot of smaller websites, you know, and smaller organizations, you know. And then there's a problem also, you know, of you need to put everywhere your driver's license or a biometric scan of your face, you know. Also means is that that you are very, very, very vulnerable. Man, how did he didn't die, man? Hey, you saw that or not? You know, that all your information is even more available online and to be hacked, to be stolen, data breaches, you know. And them can also then spy on you, all the governments and stuff like that. And they can sell your information to advertising companies. Knowing exactly who you are, your passport, biometric stuff, you know. Whoa. Go away, son. Now, of course, for illegal stuff, you know, I completely agree, for example, with censorship, you know, don't understand me wrong, you know, with really illegal stuff should be totally, you know, censorship in that sense, and prosecution is a good thing. Let me see, we need to now defend B. I'm today a terrible squad leader, by the way. But, but then we really talk about things that are already now in the law illegal anyway, you know. So we don't need this censorship because, you know, there's lots of things that are already illegal, you know. Only we are now going really into a, walking really over really thin ice. That was there maybe even 1 or 2 nights, that ice. And if you walk over it, probably the ice is going to break, you know. So yeah. Where is he? Where is he? He was with the big gun over there. So even things that you are using today, you have a chance that there's things that you never needed to identify yourself for, that you now all of a sudden need to, when you start to using those kinds of things, that are that you all of a sudden need to start logging in for things that you didn't need to do before, that you were already using before, if you understand what I mean. Oh my God, man, I jumped out of it and the airplane dropped bombs. And it's now all about adult content, but very quickly it's going to be about things that are political, about too much violence in the game, about this and that feelings and minority groups, and you'll see where this is going, political kinds of orientations that people have, that then the payment company just gonna decide, nah man, we don't accept payments of you anymore because you don't ally with our ideology, and I think that's where we are really, really crossing a very, very, very thin line, But who am I? Who am I? Medic. But let's face it, let all these payment companies like Visa and MasterCard and PayPal, they're all cartels, They're all monopolies to start with, and they're cartels, So how can we expect that that they're going to behave in any other way? And this whole idea, I mean, cryptocurrency is a funny idea, but there's then a crypto world, and there's then crypto mining and all this kind of stuff, But let's face it, how many times can you actually in real life, make just a normal payment, online or something for some service, that you can use that. In many you can't, Everybody is just using Visa, MasterCard, and American Express and all that kind of stuff, and then PayPal, And they're the monopolies. And there's some smaller ones. You have PaySafeCard and a bunch of other smaller things where you can pay your money. But the majority is all in the back. In the back end is still all even running over Visa and MasterCard, and all the big guys behind the smaller ones, and make all these payments possible is still also Visa and MasterCard, and they have just a monopoly, just as Apple has and Google has, and these giga corporations, So Steam needs to align with it, and needs to basically go along with it, because otherwise they just don't have any. They lose most of their sales. They can close the door. So they have them literally by their balls, basically. And this was then all caused, by the way, with Steam. It was all caused by a group of Australian feminists or something that then also like protect little girls because sexual content then harms them or something and is disrespectful to women, blah blah blah, you know, which you know, it's always the same story that, you know. But then most women that then choose to do these kinds of things, OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff, you know, and people that are sex workers and stuff like that, they choose for that themselves anyway, you know. It's, you know, it's the same like, you know what, because there's sexual content now all of a sudden that is, yeah, you know, I mean, there's so many things, you know, that could be indoctrinating and could change certain perspective. I mean, I don't like, how do you call it, also degenerative stuff, because I'm anti that, really, you know, but, you know, aren't we also now crossing a line of also expression, you know, and creativity, you know. This is going to also be a big problem for expression and for art and for all sorts of things, you know. Oh my God. Kill assist. Oh my God, he's dead. He's dead. I know, he's still alive. Hello, can I still spam on you? No, he died also. God damn. And it starts always with one thing, and it's like the frog, and you put him in a pan, and then you start really slowly warming up the water, and then very slowly over time you start heating the water up more and more and more and more, and they don't jump out of the water, you know. And this is how this is starting now. Oh, it's now about the sexual contact and protect the children, but how long is it going to be, you know, before this is going to be something entirely different. I still got you. We didn't die, or did he? There you go. Sorry, I needed to do that. I like to blow up myself and other people. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. And also about feelings, man. Everything, you cannot say this today, you cannot say that because you hurt that person's feelings and that minority group. And Jesus Christ, man. And oh, be careful with this group. And it's, man. Where it's literally, sorry I say it, you know, but the more we are putting everybody in a safe zone, in a padded room, you know, that we can't hurt ourselves, and be careful nobody hurts us and our feelings, and we're going to completely turn into a pussy society. Sorry I say that, you know, but, you know, what are we doing, you know? What are we doing? Serious. What are we doing? Oh Lord, we won! Yes! It was a good game. It was. Yeah, still dropped a little bit, but oh yeah, guys without cheats, eh? By the way, Battlefield 1 have I think also even balance in it and anti-cheat, so there you go. Is there still a match to play or not? Or is it the end of the round? Yeah, it is. The atmosphere of this game is incredible, serious. They really nailed the atmosphere in this game, 100%. I don't even remember actually what graphics I'm running over here. Let me see. Am I in medium or am I in low? I'm in low even, so it looks still really good for low, man. Eh? Yeah, that's keeping the frame rates a little bit up, you know, for the competitive thing, you know. But still, you know, even for low, it still looks pretty okay, you know. It really does. My God, man. Empty that gun. Come on, give me at least one. So yeah. This, by the way, Battlefield 1 plays way better in low than Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5, even in medium, it's a little bit janky, you know. This game runs so well. This game is so well optimized, you know. This game. And it really looks good. Oh yeah, these guys over here. Yeah, gimme. Dude, thanks. Get that out of there. Oh! Oh, medic. This was gas, of course. Thanks, brother. Get that mask off, man. I cannot see anything. Come on. Yeah. Actually, I like this server. This server plays really well. There's very little. There's almost no latency. And I like just the way the continuation here of the maps. It's just nice to play like this. Get 2 or 3 rounds on the same map. Holy moly! Yes, Boomba. He's gone. I had a confusion over there. I first didn't know if the tank was ours or not. I didn't saw him coming, and then all of a sudden I was like, is that really ours? That's why I was a bit like, am I gonna really drop something on top of it? But it didn't even matter because we don't have friendly fire here on. Oh God. So yeah, you have a chance that very soon, if you want to see, you know, some adult content, that they need to literally know everything about you, and you need to expose your your biometrics online, and you know, make your identity card exposed to hackers and to leaks and stuff, you know, to see probably a girl in her bikini or something, you know what I mean? Or a movie that has a little bit of more controversial, you know, kind of thing going on, you know. Explicit lyrics and stuff like that. Yeah. Nice. Oh, how could I have thought that the World Wide Web would stay the Wild Wild West forever? That's also a little bit stupid from me, you know. From us all, you know, that we thought that this would stay this unregulated... how do you call that? Uncontrolled intertube, basically, internet, you know. And then also, let's talk also about that, you know, all these things like Netflix. Yeah, I've never used something like that in my life. Never had a subscription thing in my life. But, you know, today you have, you know, all these subscription model things, you know. Oh my God, man, I was a little bit over there distracted. All these subscription models, you know, of everything, you know. Now, 20 years ago, I went away from the internet because I was tired of cable television, you know. And today, everything turned into a paid-walled cable television, basically, you know. And now you need to see everything. You have to 5 or 10 different subscriptions, you know. And it's just like we went completely back, you know. It is. Gotcha. You know why the things we were escaping. 20 years ago, that's why we went to the internet and to YouTube and to independent content creators, you know. Those things are also now turning into just mainstream and into corporate, you know, and you know, it is, I don't know how to explain it to you, you know, but we are going backwards, you know, we're not going forwards. Oh, you see what I just did? That's that bloody button on this mouse over here. I'm already really tired of this mouse. Man. Go be. There are people that are literally now just paying like 120, 150 bucks per month in Spotify, in Disney Plus, in you know, in Netflix, it's crazy, man. Imagine that, you know. You got you need to pay your internet, you know, your cell phone, your internet and everything. You pay 50 bucks per month, and then these people are paying on top of that another 120 or 130 bucks or something for all sorts of different subscriptions, you know. All a bunch of woke crap, you know, programs, you know. There you go, son of a gun, man. I got a couple of them. Sorry about that. So, yeah. Damn, man, we're gonna lose B if these guys don't do nothing here. Oh God, is there somebody here alive still? Yes. Hello. Come on. Come on, you low-life scum. Go and do something. Absolutely useless teamman I have here. One more on his head. There you go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, medic, medic. Yeah, they cannot save me over there. And people paying hundreds of euros per month for their internet and for all their subscriptions, and we're not even talking about the people that have even game subscriptions and all sorts of other subscriptions. Everything today is subscription based, you know. It's absolutely dreadful, you know. Oh God. And then you pay all that money every month, and what do they give you for kind of media and stuff, you know, all sorts of, you know, propaganda, indoctrination kind of programs, political, yeah, no, it's really crazy, you know, and we're even paying for it. Paying a lot of money every month to basically be indoctrinated. Interesting. And in some cases, we know that your taxpayer money is going into money and into organizations who are basically just You know, selling you propaganda. You're even paying for it. We lost. Well, it was a good game anyway. There's still a round to go. Yeah. Do you know where you today actually have? It's one of the only places where you still have freedom of speech, and it's very interesting because it's actually the first social network in the world. Forget about everything that you know from the internet, because the first social network in the world is very old already. It's actually the Citizens Band, and Radio Amateur is the first. Oh, he's laying there like a rat on the ground. That's the first social network in the world. If you talk about electronic networks, you know. And I'm myself also an amateur, radio amateur operator, and an old CB'er. And today, the place where you can, because you can think, anybody who has a CB radio and an antenna can listen to you, as long as they are in your range, in your transmission range and your receive range. But the funny thing is, nobody can stop you of transmitting and talking to your friends and saying whatever you feel like saying. Yes, other people can tune into it, go to the same frequency or the same channel and listen in on what you're saying, but they cannot stop you of actually transmitting, you know. And if you're smart and you do it well, when you set up your antenna well, you can even go really for a how do you call that, a stealth kind of antenna that's very hard to detect. You can it can be very difficult to actually find where you exactly are, you know. And the CB radio and amateur radio is in this moment actually the pinnacle of free speech. You can actually still there literally speak your mind without people stopping you to say whatever you feel like saying, you know. And you can actually be quite anonymous if you know what you're doing. By the way, today it's also possible to send text messages and little emails over amateur radio, including CB radio. You can do that on channel 5. We have a piece of software called GS8 call that you connect it to your computer with a microphone or a little box. Then it you can then over your antenna through the air you can send sort of a DTMF tones, and then the receiving radio receives those tones in your computer, converts that into just text messages. So you don't need to be online for that, and I have literally already sent it through GS8 call. Text messages all over Europe. I haven't been able to. I've already talked to Australia and to Brazil and to Hawaii and to all sorts of countries, Russia, everything. I've talked all over the world actually already. But the text messages so far I was only capable of doing in Europe and Africa. But yeah, it works really well. That, you know, I don't have the biggest amplifiers. Also, I don't use so much power. You know, if you use way more power and bigger directional antennas, you can even probably transmit like that all over the world. It's really, really interesting. You just use for that only a computer. It doesn't need to be connected to the internet. It needs to be only having the right clock. So your clock of your computer needs to be synchronized. But other than that, it's really interesting that because it's small text messages, but it really, really, really works, you know. You transmit for about 30 seconds, and then you can 30 to 45 seconds, and then you can have their two lines of text, so there can be numbers and letters. Really, really interesting that, you know, because you're just sending that over the air through your antenna, man. It's very, very interesting. It's called GS8 call. So when you're just using an analog radio signal and there's just tones in there, you listen like that, beep, 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 going up and down. And according to the way the frequency changes, that equals a number or a letter. Very, very, very interesting. We call that weak transmission, weak weak signal propagation, radio transmissions or communications. That's what it falls under. So your signal can even be really, really low. You can almost be in the background noise, so in the white noise, in all the noise that is always there, that planet Earth creates, and that's what you always listen on the radio. All sorts of human-made radio interference, but also the Earth, it heats up, and it creates noise. Even from space there comes noise, and so when you turn the radio on, the that you're listening, that noise is a part coming from humans, a part coming from the Earth, and a part coming from space. And with GS8 call, where you send these messages, the signal can be, that's why we call it weak signal communication. The signal can be really, really, really low, and still the computer can pick up those differences in tone frequencies and present a text message basically on your computer that's connected to the radio. Very, very, very interesting. So we're even sending text messages and little emails to people all over the world, with our antennas, with our aluminium sticks pointed in the air, Really interesting, that. I find it, by the way, super interesting. Amateur radio is really interesting, I have an aluminium antenna that is 8.5 meters high, the length of the antenna. It's just an aluminium rod with a little, how do you call that, copper coil in it, and somebody else on the other side of the Earth, you have also a copper aluminium stick up in the air, and we are talking with each other, with using very, very little power, It's really interesting, because it's basically just a piece of metal, copper sticked up in the air, and some coax cable and a radio connected to it, but you're talking to the other side of the world sometimes, not always. You need to have good radio propagation, as they call it, but it's really, really interesting. I find it fascinating, stick a piece of metal up in the air, and somebody else is, I talk with people in Amazonia even, A guy that lives in Amazonia, in Brazil. Fernando is his name, and he sometimes sends me pictures over the internet, And he really, after he pictures over there and he's sending me already videos where I listen myself talking over there. And he have a really little antenna over there that's just a quarter wave antenna, which is basically like 2 meters high or something, that thing is. And he's over there just in the middle of the rainforest with a small radio, and he talks to me here in Portugal, and it's really crazy that with just a radio without amplifier, During the day the propagation is really good, and it's really interesting, Talking about, it's just an aluminium piece sticked up in the air, It's bloody interesting. Piece of metal sticked up in the air. You're talking to the other side of the world, See the normal infrastructure you need to, if we're not talking about wireless communication, but normal fiber internet and landline, analog telephone and internet and stuff, the kinds of infrastructures that you need to create, to communicate, with both voice and text messages and data, It's really, really interesting if you then stick a piece of aluminium up in the air and you are capable of talking all over the world, It's interesting. I love it. Find that fascinating. Yeah, and there you can still, nobody's going to stop, nobody's going to prevent you from pushing the mic button and saying whatever you feel like saying about some political figure or about some idea that you have, or some, without you need to be careful with what you say, or that you're being censored, or that they flip the switch and you cannot speak anymore, or they could find you and put you on a list, but that's very difficult to find somebody with a little aluminium antenna sticked up in the air, somewhere, and with the internet that's a completely different story, and cell phones and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's why I keep on thinking that to start with, amateur radio and CB radio is really the first social network in the world. And second of all, I think it is really, really interesting that you can basically Yeah, talk with people all over the world, man. Oh god, totally distracted, to be very honest. It's also a crime now what they have done also with the censorship during the COVID. You know, people couldn't say what they thought about those kinds of things. You know, except us. We were on amateur radio. We were just talking to each other and saying exactly what we didn't believe about the whole story and about the vaccines. You know, and nobody stopped us for that. You know. And if we feel like calling Keir Starmer a fucking moron, then we could just do that, you know, without the internet shadow banning us and, you know, censoring us and, you know, making our posts not appear, you know. And that's really, really, really interesting, you know. Nobody stopped us of saying whatever we felt like saying about that, you know. Oh. And on Twitter and Facebook and stuff and Instagram, everything was being censored. So. And shadow banned and repressed, and you were publishing things, only nobody was seeing it. Guys and gals, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you all stay safe and healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheers and beers.